In the name of Allah, hello students of grade 11 and welcome to our new English unit. Today we are going to study with each other Unit 3, Lesson 1 and 2. Okay, let's start it. Meeting places. Meeting places. First, try to answer this question, please. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? If you have the chance to go anywhere in the world, where would you go? United States, France, India, and so on. Try to answer this question. New vocabulary for today. First word is cardamom. 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 It's noun, meaning the aromatic seeds of a plant of the ginger family, used as a spice and also medicinally. Herbs add cardamom to coffee. Next, hospitality. 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 It's noun, the act of being friendly and welcoming the guests and visitors. Example, in Kuwait, serving and drinking coffee have been the heart of the country's famous hospitality for centuries. Next, import. 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 It's verb to bring goods or services into a country from abroad for sale. Example, Arab traders imported coffee from Ethiopia. Next, instant. 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 It's an adjective meaning happening or done immediately. Example, the first instant coffee was made in 1901. Next, espresso. 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 Repeat after me, please. It's noun, and it's a kind of coffee. The espresso coffee machine was invented in Italy. Next word, decaffeinated. 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 It's an adjective meaning what is meant by decaffeinated coffee. Coffee which doesn't contain caffeine. So, decaffeinated coffee doesn't contain caffeine. Next word, repeat after me, please. Logon. 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 It's phrasal verb, a verb plus preposition, meaning a process of starting a computer system. Example, you need to log on to your home page. Next word, immediate. 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 It's an adjective meaning occurring or accomplished without delay. It's instant. Example, the medicine had an immediate effect. Next, cordially. 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 It's an adverb, warmly and friendly. Example, coffee houses were calm, places where people talked cordially to each other. As you see in the picture, quarrel. Repeat after me, quarrel. 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 It's noun, meaning an angry argument or disagreement, typically between people who are usually on good terms. Example, if anyone started a quarrel in the coffee house, he had to buy a cup of coffee for everyone. Next word, fragrance. Fragrance. Fragrance, it's noun meaning a pleasant and sweet smell. Next word, pill. Pill. Pill, as you see in the picture, meaning a small, round mass of solid medicine to be swallowed. Example, medicine could be liquid or pills to cure ill people. Next word, socialize. 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 It's verb meaning to mix socially with others. To mix socially with others. Example, believe it or not, coffee is central to the ways people work, relax, and socialize across the world. Let's summarize our words for today. Cardamom, decaffeinated, espresso, hospitality, import, instant, cordially, fragrance, immediate, logon, pill, quarrel, socialize. Okay, now open your student book, page 24. Page 24. Read the fact file and answer the following questions. Did you know any of the facts mentioned in the fact file? Which fact in the fact file impressed you the most? So, you have 2 minutes trying to read silently the fact file, then answer the questions. After reading the fact file, please try to write down the questions and answer them with yourself. Did you know any of the facts mentioned in the fact file? Which fact in the fact file impressed you the most? Okay, let's move to student book, page 25. Page 25. Read the article about the history of coffee houses. As you read, find the answers to these questions. First question, who opened the first coffee house in London? What kind of people went to coffee houses at first? Let's read the article, then answer these questions. Where do business people go these days to find out the latest business news or to keep up to date with scientific developments? The answer is simply they log on to the internet. 300 years ago, the answer was just as simple. They went to a coffee house. Therefore, the price of a cup of coffee, people could read newspapers, catch up on the latest news, listen to scientific lectures, do business, or simply chat about the state of the world. The European coffee houses of the early 1650s were mainly for businessmen, writers, politicians, and scientists. Like today's websites, coffee houses were exciting places to be, but you could never be sure that information you found there was accurate. In the 15 early days, only men went to coffee houses because people thought that coffee was bad for women's health. Coffee itself was first grown in Ethiopia, where people chewed the beans. From there it spread to Arab countries, where it soon became very popular as a drink. People liked it because it had an interesting taste and gave them more energy when they felt sleepy. The first coffee house in London was opened in 1652 by Roscoe Rossi, who was from Smyrna in Turkey. Coffee was an immediate success and large numbers of coffee houses opened. They became the center of social life in London. The servants of important men were from one coffee house to another and passed on the latest news stories about what politicians were doing or what was happening on the other side of the world. London coffee houses were very pleasant places with their bookshelves, mirrors, pictures in the walls, and good furniture. They went they were calm places where people talked cordially to each other. If anyone started a quarrel, he had to buy a cup of coffee for everyone in the coffee house. During the next 100 years, coffee spread to other Western European countries, where at first people drank it as a medicine. Soon it became a social drink, just as in Arab countries and Britain. In Kuwait, serving and drinking coffee have been at the heart of the country's famous hospitality for centuries. In Kuwait, Diwania is a place where conversations, discussions, and transactions are made over a cup of delicious Kuwaiti coffee. A guest's coffee cup is never empty in Kuwaiti home. Only when the guest tips the empty cup from side to side does the host stop refilling it with hot black coffee. The beans are ground with cardamom seeds, which gives the coffee a distinctive fragrance. Coffee is still central to the ways people work, relax, and socialize in Kuwait and across the world. Okay, after reading, let's answer the questions. The first question: who opened the first coffee house in London? Who opened the first coffee house in London? Yes, Rasqua Rossi. Rasqua Rossi, who opened the first coffee house in London. Yes, right answer. Second question: what kind of people went to coffee houses at first? What kind of people went to coffee houses at first? Yes, businessmen to chat about the world economy, writers, politicians to chat about the latest news, and scientists to listen to scientific lectures. All of them went there at first. Next question: are these statements true or false? And justify your answer. First question: people first drank coffee in Ethiopia. Is it true or false? Coffee became popular in Arab countries because it helped people to sleep. Coffee was first brought to England by someone from Turkey. Coffee is an insignificant part of Kuwaiti hospitality. There were frequent arguments and fights in London's coffee houses. And the last question: in Europe, people used coffee as a medicine before it was a drink. Okay, let's answer these questions one by one. The first question: people first drank coffee in Ethiopia. Is it true or false? It's false. People first grew coffee in Ethiopia, not drank coffee. Okay. Next question: coffee became popular in Arab countries because it helped people to sleep. Is it true or false? It's false. The true answer: Arabs liked coffee because it had an interesting taste and gave them more energy when they felt sleepy. Next, coffee was first brought to England by someone from Turkey. Yes, the first coffee house was opened in London, England by Rasqua Rossi, who was from Turkey. This is the true answer. Next question: coffee is an insignificant part of Kuwaiti hospitality. Is it true or false? No, it's false. And the true answer: coffee is a central part of Kuwaiti hospitality. Next question: there were frequent arguments and fights in London's coffee houses. Is it true or false? No, it is false. The true answer: there were few or no arguments and fights in London's coffee houses. They were calm places. And in Europe, people used coffee as a medicine before it was a drink. Is it true or false? It is true. It was first drank as medicine. By this, dear students, we have finished the first part of our unit. Happy to be with you and see you later.